the house.
I am so excited to be with you guys today. We got a lot to go through, and I know everybody's excited. Thank you for taking some time to speak with us about everything.
Thank you.
Okay,
Let's start the movie guy.
Let's start the movie guy. Okay, and you watch us on Fox 26, I hope.
Yes.
Okay, tell me the truth. Okay, I want to start at the beginning. How did the Power Rangers find their way to you? I want to hear about auditions, the roles. How did it all begin for you?
Well, let's see. It was an audition process that we had to go through. I don't know. You know what? These questions are always so silly. What do you want to know? How did I land the role?
Yeah, just how did you find out about the role in the beginning and the audition? Tell me a little bit of the audition process. How do you audition to become a Power Ranger?
Well, I was a gymnast. I had just gotten to Los Angeles like maybe 9 months before, and it was my first audition as an actor. And I don't know, there was like 4 or 5 different levels of auditions that we went through, and then finally got it. Anyway, it's so hard to sit behind a table. It always makes everything feel so nerve-wracking. I'm usually not nervous at these things.
Like you're doing a deposition. I'm sorry, we can go.
I can take over. I can take over about the audition stuff.
Hey, feel free to do whatever you
Sorry.
want.
Yeah. Okay. The whole thing's making me nervous all of a sudden. Maybe it's the stage or something.
Well,
to like, hi guys, how are you? Oh my God. All of a sudden I got nervous, and I never get nervous at these things. I think it just feels so official right now.
I'm used to this stuff. But
Well,
let me
I
tell
am
you.
too, but usually it doesn't feel so freaking nerve-wracking. I said frickin', I did not say the other word, guys.
all right, so Jason, tell me about how you be. I love that you're live right now,
Yeah,
by the way. Can I be on your channel?
I am live. Say hello, everybody. Dave, the movie guy here.
I love it.
So the process with any audition, I think, is not. No one knew what Power Rangers was about. So it wasn't like we were auditioning for a show, Power Rangers. We just got the script. We didn't know much about it. When the other guys replaced some of the other guys, they knew about the show. So I think we were kind of new.
Who knew about the show?
It was Steve and Johnny Bosch.
Oh,
and
because they
Karen.
came later.
They came later and they knew
Yeah.
about the show, and they were up with thousands and thousands of people. But for my audition, it was pretty simple.
Didn't we go to all their auditions too? Like they brought us to New York. Why didn't you keep bringing us to New York for those auditions?
We didn't really have too much of a say.
I know, but what did they need us in the auditions for?
To make people nervous, sit behind the table and be like.
That was fun though. Remember when we went?
remember.
We went and saw Phantom of the Opera. Remember
Opera.
that? I was crying. Anyway,
Backstage too. Backstage.
Okay.
for
Wow.
the audition process of the new Rangers,
Okay.
we went, and they auditioned people in Texas. We're in Texas. Remember there was
Quite a
auditions
few.
like all over.
Johnny Bosch.
It was almost like American Idol a little bit.
Steve, yeah.
When did you guys realize that the show was such a big hit, that you had such a following? I read an interview that you did, Amy, where you guys were in Hawaii. That you guys.
And we were almost laid to death.
Yeah,
And
I heard
Jason-
about this, but when did you realize the show was such a big hit with the audiences?
Well, it was a children's show, and a lot of kids were really excited about the Power Rangers, but I'm not too sure the parents really know, because there's a lot of shows Jenna watches that I'm not too familiar with, but the kids were going crazy, and now the kids are all growing up like you guys, so for me, I think I realize it now and hear the stories that we're able to hear after so many years, but we went to Universal Studios.
Or do you remember going to Hawaii when we landed?
Oh, yeah, I
and
remember.
they lay you. They put the flowers on you when you land. And I'll never forget Jason walking in front of me, because we landed in Hawaii and they didn't have any security, and they announced on the radio that we were coming. And we landed, and there were over 10,000 people at the airport. No security, and I'm like walking behind Jason, and he turns around and he has so many flowers on him. All I can see are his eyes, and he's like looking at me like, oh my God. It was really overwhelming.
It was, and I was thinking of Dave. I'm thinking like, well, who's here? Who landed at the airport? But yeah, and then little kids. I remember little kids were like, sign this, and they were at a height, because they were on the dad's shoulders. So I remember little things were like being poked, and I was like, wow, it was overwhelming at that time. And then the Universal Studios, but I really still think right now, just we talked about it before. You're all growing up now, so it's coming to Comic Cons, you're able to speak your feelings, because as a kid sometimes you know, no one, I wouldn't say no one listens to you, but you don't have that much of a voice, and now you guys can express it, watch it, do whatever you guys want. You know what I mean? So you still have to listen to your mom, I guess.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
Look at mom, even looked at you. She's
I
going,
have no idea what you just said. What? No, I'm.
You guys, your characters, you know, and I just covered the new film that just came out, and I asked the new cast the same question, and I'm just curious with your perspective. Your characters inspired so many young girls looked up to your character, I mean, big time. I'm just curious that, how important was that to you to inspire young people?
I think at the time for me, it was literally my first acting job that I ever had. And it's so, you know, I know what's making me nervous now. Jason is live.
I love that.
It's making me, okay.
I love that.
Just don't put it right on me.
Dude, that is awesome.
That's why I'm sneaking it like this. That's why I'm sneaking it.
Anyway, no, I don't like it. It makes me nervous.
All right, fine, I'll go off.
No. Okay, well.
All right. Or you can, or just don't
I'm off.
have it right on me.
I'm done.
It's fine. No, you're fine.
Done.
It makes me nervous.
Okay, now you can answer the question, though. I want to hear.
I didn't realize at the time, it was my first acting job, and I was just focused on, you know, showing up to work and learning how to hit a mark and all that stuff. And the fact that it was a kid's show, and all of a sudden it was this huge phenomenon overnight. It was very overwhelming as a 22-year-old young person who thought she wanted to be famous, and then suddenly it's like, ooh, what does that really mean? This is quite frightening, actually. And only in the last maybe 5 to 10 years have I realized the impact that the show actually had on kids and now adults. That's really cool, without even having that be a focus or something that I was trying to do, but to have that be part of the work that I've done is just a gift, really.
Jason, same question for you.
I deal with a slightly ADD. What was the question?
Your characters inspired so many people
Yeah.
growing up watching these. You know, it's an inspirational story, and I'm just curious how important that was for you.
Well, I came from martial arts. You know, I was a black belt at the age of 12. I was teaching kids around the world at that time. Very small school, but inside my school, I was like Sensei Jason, you know? So the little kids looked up to me, and just going into Power Rangers and bringing the karate and then introducing people. I meet a lot of people that's been introduced to karate, inspired from the show. It was important. I think back then, being younger, I didn't really realize it until I hear the stories now. That's why I keep going back to hearing the stories now. You know, so it was great. For me, it was martial arts. I taught martial arts my whole entire life, inspired people, and I continue to train. I have 2 schools out here. I live here in Kingwood, and I have a school in Atascocita and Pearland, and to this day I still teach. Even back in the days, these guys were nice enough to come to my school in Anaheim Hills when the show was on, you know, to come out there and say hi to the fans and stuff. So it's just
You were the youngest
gift.
of us, weren't you? When you came
I think
on, you were
Austin
only.
was. I think
Oh,
Austin's
really?
a year younger. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were only 19 when you got the show,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
I live in the Pearland area. I knew you had the school over there.
Yeah?
So yeah, that's cool. That's just
You got to see a lot of if you love Power Ranger stuff, man. It's like you go in there, it's like a museum of stuff. I have stuff all over the
I can
walls.
come check it out. That would be
You
so
can come
awesome.
check it out anytime you want.
Okay, back to the panel. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the thing. Why do you think this story has tested passed the test of time? People obviously look at the fans today. People dress up, you know, every year. Why do you think that this story has just after so many years, it's still as popular as it ever was? Any thoughts on that?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't.
It was
I don't
a love
know.
story, better than Twilight. How many
I don't know.
first
You guys,
crushes?
somebody from the audience answer that
Who was
question.
Amy Jo's first crush in ever time on TV? I'm telling you, like little kids, I hear little girls, and I think that it was like a soap opera for kids. It really was. It was a continuation of stuff, and they would rush and go home and see what happened when Kimberly dropped me as a boyfriend. Remember?
I don't remember that though. Sorry.
That's right. I got Catherine. She was a rebound. But besides that, I'm sorry, Catherine. But besides that, it was a soap opera for kids, man. It was karate. It was the colors. I mean, it was very unique That's why I think a lot of people didn't believe it in the beginning. It was just like, who's Zordon? What are the Zords? I remember my brother watching it the whole time like this, and it even ended in the rolling credits, and he was like, that's so stupid. Are you really gonna work on that? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. So there's a lot of people that didn't believe in it at the time. If you knew my brother, it was like, kind of like, what do you think? Dumb. He ended up on the show. He played my brother in Zio. Yeah. So it wasn't dumb then, was it?
I'm curious, were you allowed to do your own stunts? You know,
Especially Jason, and,
Really?
you helped us a lot with like choreographing. I was a gymnast, so then who was the guy? What was the guy's name? Jeff, and you and
Oh, yeah, Jeff
Pruitt, yeah, would like help us like choreograph putting gymnastics with kicking and all. We would train a lot, right?
You guys did a lot of fight scenes. I go back now and just through the Power Ranger fandom base, the actors don't fight at all. They don't, do anything like we used to do. Like